Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is August the 18th. Wow. 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking, buying over crying. Buy and hold. Same thing. Golden age of the 2020s. I'm offended by selling. We're one day closer to an all-time high. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that. Hello, my elite friends. Check out all the links below. I'm not just posting those links for the heck of it. I need you guys to learn to check it out. Ask questions. Please type in BitcoinMeister and or do a super chat, as we already have people asking questions. There'll be plenty of time for questions. Let's read FF2K. BitPiggies says, ignoring progress and opportunity because of an existing bias is referred to as having Schiff for brains, like Peter Schiff. Oh, pound that like button there. Whoa. Wow. Thank you for the $4.99 in support. All right, we got another question from Mark S. We're going to get to that in a second. Remember, you get a new show here every day. That is conviction, baby. So what are we starting it off here? Something that'll get all the... Oh, well, remember to check out Friday's show. It's linked to below. This Week in Bitcoin. Al's Lacrosse, Adam Hoddleberry, and David Bennett were on. TechBalt.com, TechBalt on Twitter, and DisruptMeister.com. You'll get everything you need there. Subscribe to the backup channel. Also, Pierre Rochard has a great tweet that's out there. It says Bitcoin fundamentals. And this is very, very important to understand and remember these Bitcoin fundamentals that he shares. Hardest to dilute, hardest to steal, hardest to censor, sound money, hard money. Can anyone argue that? Is it not the hardest to dilute? Is it not the hardest to steal? Is it not the hardest to censor? It's uncensorable, first of all. Pound that like button. Thank you, Pierre, for that beautiful tweet. Link to below. Now, Whale Panda reminds us, the game has always been to accumulate more Bitcoin. That's what all the altcoin devs have been doing as well. Ouch! That's really valuing your wealth in Bitcoin there, okay? Even those altcoin devs, some of them, they want to get some more Bitcoin. They're not trying to get more of their coin. They're trying to get more Bitcoin. Lots of them are. I don't know all of them, but a good point by Whale Panda. Now, before we get to the monthly close price that I know everybody wants to talk about, the Willy Woo tweet, I do want to say, for all you altcoinages people out there, all you people who altcoinages, all the people who complain about Coinbase, and again, they're competing, so don't complain. I will say this: this looks like they are really going to list so many coins there one day, but they're not hiding anything from you. Interested in listing your token on Coinbase? Today, we're releasing guidelines on how to pass our token listing security review. All right, so yeah, I mean, like I looked at it. Not that I'm trying to create an ERC20 token, but yeah, man, if you follow their rules, you create an ERC20 token. I mean, anyone can do that. So that means, like, if anybody abides by their rules and meets their standards, you're going to get an ERC20 token on Coinbase. My oh my! I mean, they can do what they want to do. They can do what they want to do. It is funny, though, today we have people yelling and screaming about it being below $12,000. I just puts a big smile on my face. The price of Bitcoin, people are worried when it goes below $12,000. We have down days, we have up days. It can't go up every single day, people. So I think you need your daily reminder of that. Just keep a strong hand. There are beautiful days ahead of us because guess what? We're one day closer to an all-time high. Now, I'm going to talk about this Willy Woo chart tweet. Now, you know I'm not a chart guy at all, okay? But this is an interesting one. Here is the history of breaking previous all-time high monthly closes. If we close this month above $14,000, it'll get fun. Now, what he's referring to is that the record high for a monthly close for Bitcoin, the month that just closed was the second highest, but the highest ever was $14,000, and that was February of no, no, I just got two things. I got the monthly high that was December of 2017. Okay, 14,000. So I do agree. Now, and I want to say, some people are going to say, well, where it is the last day of the month, this is, we're not a traditional financial organization here that goes by monthly closes and is only open 9 to 5, but it is ingrained in the people's brains. It is a psychological paradigm that people are stuck in. I mean, when the month changes, we change. When the week changes, when the day changes. So you can say, Bitcoin never closes. It's open 24/7, 365. But again, so the monthly record close was that day in 2017. Okay, so I look at it like this. Okay, on the last bull run, okay, the last bull run started also. So what he's referring to is, once you break that record, okay, you really start a trend where every month it's higher and higher. It gets faster and faster. The monthly close keeps on beating the previous monthly close. So we just got to do it once, and it's going to start a nice uptrend. So when did that happen last time? When did that uptrend start last time? And that was in December of 2016. Okay? No, February of 2017. No, I don't know when the heck it was. Where did I get all these numbers written? Found that like button. All right. No, it was February of 2017 when it started. February of 2017 is when it broke the previous record, which was like from 2013. Okay, so what is the equivalent if we do 210,000 blocks from February of 2017? What is that? And that's December of 2020. And so the point I'm getting at here is that I do not think Bitcoin will close above $14,000 at the end of this month. I don't think we're going to break the monthly that monthly record yet. All right. So, I mean, is it that bad if it closes at 12,000 or 11,000, and then at the end of September if it closes at 13 and 12 at the end of November? I think it will at the end of December, which is the end of this year. It will close above 14,000. And this is based on the 210,000 block theory, a stretched out version of it. So we'll see. Because I believe certain trends repeat every 210,000 blocks. So this would be a trend repeating then. Okay, if you're still with me after all those numbers, here we go. But yeah, I do agree that once it does beat that monthly closing high, that we're in for some real fun. Last time around, it took 3 months. In February of 2017, it beat it, and then it slowly started beating it, and then like May of 2017, it really started beating. We really started seeing an increase. So this could be this whole monthly close thing, just another sign, another part of the cycle. It's all cyclical. Let's see if it repeats itself at the end of December here. All right. Now, Mark S says, will Bitcoin be so that was for you fiat freaks out there. Mark S says, will Bitcoin be a safe haven in the event of a market crash. It was designed for this moment, but we have never seen it. This moment? We have never seen it. I mean, were you around on March 12th? I mean, that there was a market crash that day. It was a day of much panic. And yes, Bitcoin was designed for that moment. And yes, it already showed then that it was a safe haven. I don't know what else to say. It's for the people that are saying it hasn't proven itself. It's proven itself. I mean, what we went through this this panic, this media-driven hysteria, and it's ripped some businesses to shreds. It's destroyed some people's wealth. If they had their money in Bitcoin, though, they would be fine. So it definitely protects against a media-driven hysterical disaster that didn't have to happen at all. And many markets have indeed crashed. I mean, I wouldn't want to be involved in certain housing markets right now. So yeah, it's proven it's a safe. It will continue to be a safe haven in the event of a market crash. We've seen all sorts of crashes in the last few months here. March 12th, baby. That was quite a day there. Now, but they're ups, and the thing is that there are ups and downs in Bitcoin. When there's a giant market crash like we had on that day, Bitcoin goes down too. Okay, because everyone's sentiment is all the 80%ers are like, it's the end of the world. I gotta get cash. I gotta cash out. I gotta do this. But it rebounded. You can't. Over the long term, it has been quite a savior for people. On that day, it wasn't very fun, but you got it for cheap on that day. Okay, so thank you for the question. Let me see if there are other questions here. Yeah, the crash shakes out weak hands. Yes, they do. And the crash is also the days that are like March 12th. They're not going to destroy Bitcoin like they destroy, someone's private business. They are going to give you a chance to get Bitcoin on sale. So that's how you look at it in a positive way. Now, I hope I am not a doomer here. I don't want anything like that to happen again, where it was something so ridiculous as that happens, that the whole world gets caught up in hysterical nonsense that's based on nothing, that's just based on panic. But unfortunately, it could happen again. I wouldn't have believed it if you would have told me in 2019 that could be created, that what's going on could be going on, that the government shuts down businesses and everyone is scared for no reason. But yeah, stick in the Bitcoin is not emotional, does not get hysterical. It's a bunch of numbers, okay? So that's why you want to be in it, to protect you. Insurance against hysteria. Paul Tudor Jones. Some people started retweeting this tweet, and everyone was loving it. And even Forbes put it in an article. Now, I linked to it below. It wasn't really from Paul Tudor Jones. So I'll read it to you. My bet on Bitcoin as a safe haven against the deteriorating dollar is doing incredibly well. My only regret is not buying more. I believe this rise in price we're seeing is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. Okay, fake Paul Tudor Jones, you're right. Now, but there are all these people that feel like they need your confirmation. And the funny thing is I still have no proof that the real Paul Tudor Jones actually owns Bitcoin. He talks about Bitcoin futures. Okay? So I find it fascinating that people out there still, they need this confirmation from some dude who might not even own any Bitcoin. And let me try to give you guys some confidence in yourselves, all right? Paul Tudor Jones, I don't think he knows how to send the Bitcoin. All right. Do you know how to send the Bitcoin? Watch I linked to it below, my skills show, where I talk about the 5 valuable skills you need in this golden age decade, and you're going to be way ahead of the game. Okay. You're going to be way ahead of Paul Tudor Jones. So if you're acquiring, and one of those skills is to know how to send the Bitcoin. because all these big talkers and fake big talkers, they don't even know how to do that. So if you've taught yourself to send the Bitcoin, you're ahead of the game, and you should have the confidence in yourself and the understanding to know what this is all about, and that you don't need some guy from the old school to make you feel better about your decision. All right, and so there you go. It is amazing, and all the people who rely. And let's extrapolate this a little bit, okay? To the current situation in the world, people are like, I believe the experts. Believe all experts. Believe all. When you start to blindly believe all experts, you get people that fake who create fake experts, like the fake Paul Tudor Jones here. So you really got to have a base layer of understanding, and do not rely on experts because you're going to get fooled. And don't get into the 80%er world where they're always looking for someone to tell them what to do. I want Paul Tudor Jones to tell me what to do. I want Fauci to tell me what to do. I make up your own. Personal responsibility is the new counterculture, right here and now. And it shows you the fake Paul Tudor Jones tweet popularity shows that some people are lacking a bit of personal responsibility and research. 123 No Scope says, imagine how people will feel 210,000 blocks after March 12th, 2020. Do you think a ton of Bitcoin was taken off the table that day? I feel like a ton of Bitcoin went to strong hands. And I agree with the second part right there. I don't know how much it's taken off the table for a long time, but I know that a lot of strong hand. I mean, it got me to freaking spend $10,000 freaking dollars. Okay. So I know I wasn't the only one out there. Okay. I know I wasn't the only one loading up on 2 Bitcoin when that was going on. And yes, indeed, it was weak hands who rely on other people to tell them what to do and need confirmation. Right then and there, they needed someone out there in the traditional world, because they haven't left the normie world. They needed, what's his face? The Oracle of Omaha to come out and tell them that, oh, everything's okay, buy Bitcoin. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen that day. No one from the traditional world wanted to speak up. So a lot of people panicked. They're like, oh, this was just I need my cash now. I need my cash now. So no, there were plenty of people. Warren Buffett is the Oracle of Omaha. There plenty of people are going to regret that day. But plenty of people like me have been so freaking happy since that day. All right, because I had more Bitcoin than I did at the start of the year, definitely. All right, that's it. Adam, you are an 80%er if you deny the dollar crash. Is that what you're saying? No, the dollar is losing value, constantly losing value. What I have done on this show is say so don't get confused here. When I say there is going to be no hyperinflation with the US dollar, that doesn't mean the dollar isn't going down the tubes. It's a slow, I don't like the word crash. It's a slow inflation of the dollar that we've been going through constantly. It will remain the world reserve currency. Bitcoin will not become the world reserve currency. There will be no hyperinflation in the United States. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I have been saying. And I think it's actually quite a 20%er of me, because if you go with just all the trends, it's quite the opposite of doom. There's all the doomers have been calling for the end of the dollar, the end of U.S. dominance, the beginning of hyperinflation for so long now. And it's not 1980. Doug Casey's talking about it. And what percentage of people who are watching the show are born after 1980? All of them? No, I know not all of them, but 90%. It's crazy. So no, I would say it's 80%er to take this to say I'm going to value my wealth in dollars. That's 80%er, value my wealth in dollars, and and that's horrible. But let's go back. It's 80%er to say value your wealth in dollars. I very much think that close to 80% of the nation will continue to do that, no matter how much money they print. So because of that, there will be no hyperinflation, because we have compliant servants out there that do whatever they're told and want experts to tell them what is what. And in terms of finance, in terms of money, if the people in DC says this is what you use, this is worth something, we can print as much as we want, there will be plenty of people that stay addicted to the dollar. And the welfare dollar, it's not the petrodollar, it is the welfare dollar. So many people rely on it, they are not going to give up on that story, and they will get into any government programs that are necessary and become on welfare if necessary. It's not going anywhere. It's not being hyperinflated away, and it will remain the world reserve. Travel around the world like I have, and you will see it is respected. Our culture, our way of life, our money is respected like no other on this planet. The United States of America sets the tone, and you can hear all these haters out there trying to scare you about Putin, who's weaker than Netanyahu, for God's sakes. It's not changing. And so there you go. You got a little bit of a Bitcoin beyond Bitcoin bonus there. Okay. And again, hyperinflation is something, it can happen in second tier. I don't think it can even happen in second tier countries. Okay. It's not happening in the world reserve currency. It is not happening here. The belief in what this government says, the belief in this country, the belief in this way of life is basically the foundation of popular culture and civilized society on this planet. And it's not changing. It's not changing. All right, I'm out of here. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the DisruptMeister. Subscribe to the channel, and definitely you must be joking. Putin is the best politician in the world. BB is nowhere near him. Well, I think they're both pretty good liars. I think they're both excellent liars. But in terms of Putin's influence on the planet, it might be a bit of an exaggeration to say BB has more influence. What I'm trying to say here is that Russia is weak. I said it in a bit of a hyperbolic way there. But I just want to make it simple for you, if in case you're not joking. Russia is nothing. Russia is weak. It is basically a third world cold country with oil that most of the smart people fled and got the heck out of there, because there are many better places to live on this planet under many better regimes. It's a terrible regime led by someone that was a KGB agent. And it's totalitarian in many ways. So, no, people have chosen, that's not freedom, but because they don't have freedom there and they're not organized, they have no power. Now China is different. They don't have that much freedom there, but they're quite organized. And well, anyway, this is for beyond Bitcoin type of stuff. But a reason to bring it up is because we're in election season again, when our hysterical media tries to put this tin pot dictator Putin and his weak country on this pedestal that the United States should fear. The United States should fear Russia. I mean, it's such a joke. It's a pitiful country. It's a large country, but it is pitiful. All right, I'm Adam. Again, I said everything. See you guys. I'll say thanks to you. You are trolling now. He says almost all Soviet Jews came back from Israel. Dude, you are so. It's so the Israel-Soviet relation is such the opposite of that so many of you, the non-Jews of the Soviet Union, pretended to be Jews, and they hate Jews to get into Israel. Literally, Jew haters pretending to be Jews to get to Israel, to get out of that horrible country. It's such a bad place, the Soviet Union. The Jews of Israel that got out of the Soviet Union would never go back there. Never. Now they might do business with Russia and the Ukraine and these former Soviet republics. That's completely different. But the hilarity to say that the Jews in Israel would want to go back to Moscow and where they were not allowed to. Oh, it was the suffering, the terrible years there. Why they would want to go? No one in the right. It's the opposite. I mean, there are plenty of Jew haters there that would love to go to Israel right now if they could. Plenty. I mean, it's just night and day. The opportunity that's in Israel, the technological advancements, the freedom, the nice weather. All right. See you guys.